Hello crafters and welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. My name is Deepa from DeeZinesByD and today I will be showing you how to create this cool waterfall folded card. Now I'm going to be using some products from Pinkfresh Studio and this card's just a little bit different, it's a little bit unique, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. So these are the products we're using. This is the Better Plus press plates for the Timeless Tulips Suite by Pinkfresh Studio. I have the plates and I have the stamp set. You don't need both. I like to have the entire suite, so I have the option to use what I want, but you can use one or the other. There's the coordinating dies, and then there's also the stencils, which contain 5 stencils to add color to those beautiful timeless tulips. Now, I'm also going to be using another one of their sets. This one is called Twist Pattern, and that's going to be for my background. And then I didn't show you here, but I'm also going to be using the Fancy Edgers dies as well. So let's get started. So I'm using the Better Press plates. However, I'm not going to do the letterpress technique today. I'm actually going to be doing some foiling. So always keep that in mind. The way that the Pinkfresh plates work is that you can use the Better Press plate to do foiling. This basically eliminates the need for them to have a foiling plate because you can use one to do 2 things. And I can tell you that the Better Press plates foil just as well as a foiling plate. So I'm going to foil this in some gold Spellbinders foil. I think actually this one is the champagne. It's got like a lighter tinge to it and it looks really nice and subtle. So I've gone ahead and done that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some color. So I'm using some Pinkfresh inks. I've got Sapphire, Stargazer, Hydrangea, and Raspberry Bliss. And as I mentioned, there are 5 stencils, okay? So I like to kind of look at them and see what's what. I don't always use them in order, but I think I will today. And they're basically 2 stencils, one for a large portion of the leaves, one for a detailed portion of the leaves. Then you've got 2 stencils for the flowers, one for the actual tulips at the top, one for a detailed portion of those tulips, and then you've got this one here, which is for the smaller flowers at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my inks to these. I'm going to concentrate more of the hydrangea and the raspberry bliss in the actual florals of this design, and then I'm going to use the sapphire and the stargazer to create the deep dark colors of the leaves. Now I'm not going to saturate this too much with ink. What I want to do is create like a deeper color near the bottom corner or the bottom edge, and then kind of lighten it as it moves up a bit so that there's a bit of a gradient from dark to light. So there's 2 ways you can kind of do this. You can basically go over your image multiple times to add the ink in layers, or you can just really ink up your brush and add more pressure in the corners and then lighten up your brush as you get to the edge. So it's really what works best for you. For the Raspberry Bliss, you'll notice that I'm using it as highlights. So there's not too much of the pink in there, but it's just a little bit for a little pop of color. And you'll notice that I'm using it on the detailed portion of the tulips and just a little bit on the edge of the florals that are those small ones near the bottom that we did first. Now, I always like to use my Altenew mat when doing this. I actually have 2 of them. This one you'll notice is kind of discolored. There's a lot of like red tinge and stuff on it. I use this one when I'm doing my ink blending, and then I have a separate one for when I'm actually doing my stamping that I have placed inside my Altenew stamp wheel. So I love these basically stamp mats. They work great for adding ink with stencils because it sticks nicely and I don't have to kind of mess with it to hold it in place or tape anything down. So I'm just going to finish up adding my stargazer and sapphire to the leaves here, and you'll see it looks really pretty. It has like a nice whimsical feel, which is what I like with the blues and the pinks and the purples here. Now all I have to do is cut this out using the 1-piece die. It is very simple to do. I'll just line it up and put it through my die cutting machine, which I'll cut off camera for you. And then my next step is going to be to color in the white edges. So the cardstock that I'm going to be using is this dark blue or navy, if you will. And is you see the color kind of gets washed out on it with the white edge. So I really want that color to be the same color as the cardstock so that the image can really pop. You can really see the light colors of the pink and the purple on top of that blue. So I've got a Copic marker. I'm using Prussian blue or B39 because this one matches perfectly with my cardstock. All you really have to do is just grab a scrap piece of cardstock, white, and then use the blues that you have and see if they match the cardstock, because you probably won't have the same cardstock I have. So you're just going to have to find a Copic marker that matches what you've got. So this is the one that matches mine, and really there's nothing too crazy about this. Just be careful coloring in the edge. I've kind of done that off camera because it's kind of tedious to watch, but you can see how the colors really pop now and how that just blends in nicely. The white outline, now that it's blue, kind of blends nicely with the cardstock and the image pops. So now I have my A2 sized panel. This is cut from the blue cardstock, and I'm going to use the twist pattern Better Press plate in order to create like a nice pattern in the background. So I'm going to be foiling it using this, I believe it's called opal foil. Everything used will be linked in the description below, so you can always check that out there. And this one, you just have to be really careful. You're putting the right side of the foil on. So wherever the foil curves, that's the part that you want to be against the cardstock, okay? Otherwise, you're not going to get a proper foil and you're probably going to have to do it again. So now I've grabbed my fancy edgers, and you can see there's 6 different edges that you can use. I've grabbed the one that cuts out that green piece that it shows you in the back. And I've got another A2 size piece of white cardstock here. And I'm just going to add this edge along the bottom and cut it out. So I like to kind of line it up with the bottom. It makes it easier to make sure it's straight. And then I'll go ahead and cut this using my die cutting machine. And you'll see that I just kind of have to pop out the edges a bit. So what I did is I put it through my die cutting machine one way, and then I did it a second time the opposite way. I turned it 90 degrees and it cut it perfectly. So it's really just a matter of taking all those little bits out, which didn't take that long. And then you can see I also did this on some gold glitter cardstock, and this is just to kind of go behind the design and sort of have it stand out just a little bit more and give it a little bit of pizzazz. So here I'm actually creating my card base. So it is an A2 size top folding white card base. So I've got that nice and folded. Now I've got to do the next portion of my card. Now the navy panel is going to cover the front of this top folding card base. Now I've also got the white piece of cardstock that we cut the edger from. Now this is what's going to create the waterfall kind of fold in the front. So here I kind of have to do the scoring on this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my scoring tool, and I'm going to score the left edge that doesn't have the fancy cut at 1/4 of an inch, and that's going to create a little flap where I can attach this to the top folding A2 size card. And then I'm going to score at 2 3/8 of an inch, and that's going to allow me to fold this in half to create that other top fold of the waterfall. So this then I can go ahead and attach it to the A2 size top folding card. And then it kind of has like one large fold and then a small fold with that little edge at the bottom to create like a nice kind of folded card here. Something a little different. We don't always make cards like this, right? So here you can see once we put it together, this is basically what it's going to kind of look like. Now I'm grabbing all of the pieces to make sure I've got everything ready to go, and I'm realizing, okay, I can't put it together yet because I need a sentiment. So I'm going to go back to the Timeless Tulips Better Press set, and I'm going to grab the sentiment with the thank you on it, and I'm going to foil that in the same champagne foil. And once that's foiled, then I can start assembling everything and putting it together, and you can see it foiled gorgeously. So my first step is going to be to add that little gold glitter edge there. So I did cut it down into a bit of a strip, and now all I have to do is attach it. Now since this is like glittery and it's going to be hard to attach it with like a normal tape runner or whatever, I'm using some strong double-sided adhesive here. This is 1/4 of an inch, or sorry, it's 1/8 of an inch, so it's really thin, and all I'm really going to do is attach the top portion to the back right behind that fancy edge so that that gold glitter cardstock can kind of shine through and look really pretty. And then I'll cut off the overhanging bits on the left and right side. Now once that's done, I can actually attach this smaller folded piece to the larger A2 sides top folding card. So I'm going to use the same double-sided adhesive, and I'm going to attach it to that fold, and you'll see that it's going to be the part that goes on the front of the card. Okay, I'm not going to fold it behind the front panel of the card. It's going to go right on top, because remember that blue panel background, that twisted pattern background, is going to cover it up. So I'm going to go ahead and just line this up with the bottom of the A2 size top folding card, and I'm going to attach it very carefully so that everything kind of lines up nicely and it folds nicely. Then I can go ahead and add some adhesive to the navy blue background there that we created and attach it to the front of the A2 top folding card. So now that I've got that all nice and attached, I can go ahead and attach those timeless roses that we ink blended and foiled there. Now I did this at this point because I want those small little flowers to kind of overhang over the top waterfall that we created, that white panel there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some foam adhesive to the back of this, and I have to remember not to add the foam adhesive to those small little flowers that are going to overhang over the front, because we want those to be movable. We don't want them to be attached to the background. So I'm just going to add it along the larger tulips and the foliage that's on the right hand side of this die cut, and then I'll go ahead and attach it on the panel such that those smaller flowers can overhang over top of that white piece there. So now it's time to add some bling. I've got some glitter drops here from Pinkfresh Studio. The blue is Starry Night and the pinks are Twilight. And of course the two colors just match nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of these along the blue background there. And I think I'm going to add one on the tulips, and then I'm going to add a few on the white to kind of tie everything together, add a little bit of shine, and just make this card look really pretty. And in the end, you can see that the card nicely opens up. It stands up in a waterfall way. You can also keep that front panel inwards and it'll still stand up because you have the first big fold of the card. And yeah, the card looks really pretty. I hope that you like this idea and the design and might want to create something similar yourself. You just have to be careful when you're opening and closing that smaller waterfall portion, because you have to move those smaller flowers out of the way. But I thought that it was just really cool, unique idea, and it's something that you guys might want to try. Now, as I've mentioned before, everything used in this video has been linked within the description below, so go ahead and check out the ScrapbookPal store. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the ScrapbookPal channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you will come back, create something similar yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!